Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Two very interesting phone calls were placed with Vladimir Putin by Donald Trump and Pope Leo, Lion. So these two guys spoke with Putin yesterday on the 4th of June 2025. Let's see what they discussed. I can tell you from the get-go that the media in the West tells us that Putin and Trump discussed one thing. There's one thing you need to know about that meeting. The same thing as Pope Leo. The first one, Trump says that Putin told him that Russia will react strongly, will respond strongly to the Ukrainian successful attack on the 5 airfields from a few days ago. That's the main thing you need to know according to the Western media, which is the operatives. And again, the operatives inform you what Pope Leo told Putin. Again, one thing that is very important, ignoring others. The first one is Pope Leo urges Russia to support peace. All right, so I have 3 articles here, 2 from Sputnik, 1 from Reuters. I'm going to start with the Putin-Trump conversation, phone conversation, more than an hour, about 70-some minutes, and then we're going to go to the Pope. All right, I will not mention the media operatives in the West. You can click, and you find out that's all what these guys discussed, which is, hey, Putin, what are you going to do about it? Why did Trump call Putin? He wants to make sure that Putin will not go crazy. That tells me these guys are, as I said many times before, this war, when they say it's a total war, all war, as they call it, no, it's not. It's a very much controlled war, very much. So when you hear these media operatives telling you, well, Russia went all in, and blah, blah, no, it didn't. Russia has a potential of about 30 million people advancing towards, I don't know, Barcelona or Real Madrid. I'm saying Madrid, if they want, okay? And they don't. They attack with what? Not even 1 million people? That's not the whole potential. Including the fact that the Russians have many things that are not used. The submarines are not used. I'm not talking about the Black Sea. Everywhere else. They have nuclear weapons not used. Many things they didn't use. So and it's controlled. As I said before, these guys speak with one another behind the scenes. And they say, don't do this. If you do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. What can you do? Well, this is what I'm going to do. I think that's how the conversation goes behind the scenes. So let's start with the conversation between the phone call where Putin and Trump. Putin-Trump phone call lasted 70 minutes. Kremlin Aide, 19 hours ago. Ram-pam-pam, sam-pam-pam. Here they are. The conversation between Russian President Vladimir Putin and US President Donald Trump lasted 70 minutes, Yuri Ushakov said on Wednesday. And I'm quoting, about an hour ago, our president's 4th telephone conversation with US President Donald Trump ended. This conversation, this time lasted about 1 hour and 10 minutes. The conversation began with a discussion of the situation around Ukraine, and Putin told Trump in detail about the result of the second round of Russia-Ukraine talks in Istanbul, Ushakov said, adding that the presidents also discussed the situation in the Middle East, and it's very strange what's going to happen over there. The media operatives in I haven't each here too much. The media in the West are very upset that the United States of America would allow Russia to be the mediator between United States and Iran. Oy vey, we can that happen. I'm going to show you that imbecile Haley, the United Nations. Oh my God, America, the greatest. Both presidents described their exchange as positive and productive and confirmed readiness to stay in constant contact with each other, Ushakov added, as long, as it takes. And I'm quoting, on the eve of this conversation, telephone conversations took place between various representatives of Russia and the United States of America. And during this conversation, it was agreed that in the current situation, immediately after these terrorist attacks by the Kiev regime and following the results of the second round of Istanbul talks, it would be worthwhile to hold a telephone conversation between the leaders. This was agreed upon, and the leaders then gave the appropriate commands to both the administration in Washington and our team here to specifically agree on the time, Ushakov told reporters. All right, and this is what Trump says. But this is 9th of May, we're not going to go there, that's a different one. But Trump said that Putin warned him, told him, I will retaliate strongly on the Ukrainians. That's all you got. And that is based on a post Donald Trump had on his Truth social media, blah, 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 social media. All right, that's with that. Great, this guy spoke. I don't know who initiated that. The Russians did not say. It doesn't really, I think that in the aftermath of the terrorist attacks on the bridges, on the railway bridges in Kursk and Bryansk, and another one in Mariupol, next to Mariupol, I think it was, in Zaporozhye, the Americans had to gauge Russia's mood. So I think that's why it was, hey, Putin, how are you today? Are you doing okay? And Putin was, niet. All right, so he wants to know what's going on. Are you going to go crazy this time again? I think that's what the conversation was. Today, if this conversation would have been 5 days from now, I wouldn't dare to even get him close, you know. For instance, right now, why Emily is making this video? I know, because someone blew up something. No, it's not because of that. You know, can't make the connection, even if that happened today or yesterday. But if, leave it about 5 days, you can't make any connection. So the same here. I mean, you can make, but anyway, it's too fast, too quick. Trump talked to this guy after the terrorist attacks on the bridges and the military attack on the airfields. That was a military operation versus the other one, which is what I think it is. So that's the first one. Good. We're going to go to the Pope Leo. Let's see what Pope Leo has to say. I'm going to start with the true media, which is Reuters. In call with Putin, Pope Leo urges Russia to support peace. I would like to know if Pope Leo urged Ukraine to support peace as well. No, because Pope Leo has his eggs in one basket, and that is Kiev's basket. Or Kiev is in Pope Leo's basket. I'm not sure yet. All right. Pope Leo urged Russia to take steps towards ending the conflict in Ukraine when he spoke to President Vladimir Putin for the first time, the Vatican said on Wednesday. Great. Good to talk. Nice. And I'm quoting. The Pope made an appeal for Russia to make a gesture that favors peace. I will tell you what that is. And it's going to be the opposite, you might think. And it is, and I don't want that to happen. Just so you know, this disclaimer, I don't want this to happen. But the war can be ended today if the Russians use certain kind of weapons. I guarantee you that. Now, I don't want that to happen. I'm not promoting that. But hey, that's the way it says, favors peace. Peace. That will favor peace forever, I think. Or the other guys will not retaliate, I guarantee you. Emphasizing the importance of dialogue for achieving positive contacts between the parties and seeking solutions to the conflict. Hey, Pope, did you talk to Zelensky and ask him to have dialogue with the Russians? He made that law, are you aware of? Making it illegal to speak with the Russians unless he says yes or no. It confirmed that Leo, the first US Pope, has spoken by telephone to Putin on Wednesday afternoon. The readout of the call was unusual for the Vatican, which does not always issue statements about papal phone calls. Now, what do we have here? Where is it? US President spoke, and we get straight here. But Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, the bad dude, and other officials have said the Vatican is not suitable site for peace talks between the two largely Orthodox Christian countries. What was I yapping around? First, the Pope should stay in the Western world. Okay? First, it's an organization, as the other one is. I dislike them both. I think that if your Savior, Jesus Christ, would show up, or come again, however you want to call it, if he's going to come again, I think he would do the same thing he did in the temple. We're going to get the tables of the Catholics, Protestants, born again, Orthodox, and the other guys, throw them and say, get the hell out of this temple. I think that's what he would do. He wouldn't talk to the Pope and say, yeah, Pope, thank you very much for now move over. I want to sit down on Peter's throne. I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, let's move on. Why would the Vatican get in such a political thing? I think this guy should be involved in this, saving your soul, praying for your soul, and that's it. Now they are discussing geopolitics. They always did this. They always did. Look at the history of the Pope. Look how invested he was in the medieval, for instance, Europe, Western Europe. Just look into that. And let's go to the Russians and see what the Russians report on the phone call. Sputnik. Putin holds phone call with Pope Leo the 14th. Pope Leo the 14th, you sound like Louis the 14th, but it was the 16th that was chopped, wasn't he? I'm just saying. All right. How is that? Be God's will or something? All right. During the conversation, Putin urged the Vatican to adopt a more active stance. But here it says, these guys report that Pope urged Russia, and this guy said, no, Putin urged the Vatican to adopt a more active stance in supporting religious freedom in Ukraine. So back off, stay to your little corner, be a defender, don't play offense. You're not playing Johan Cruyff's tiki-taka Barcelona here, total football. Total football of Johan Cruyff? Great, one of my favorite. He said that if you can play any post you want wherever you are in the field. So the defender was chopping the offensive, the enemy offensive legs. The midfielder was making the game. The extremes were cornered. Crossing the balls, running fast and crossing, and the guy over there, the forward trying to do something. That was it. But Johan Cruyff said, no. If you find yourself over there, you can be the forwarder, and the forwarder could be the defender. So the same, Putin tells the Pope, you are the defender, the central defender, right? The libero. That's what you stay there. That's your position. Don't play Cruyff here, okay? And Leo was okay. He didn't care. He has his own agenda over there, which is currently under attack by the Kiev regime. And I'm quoting, in his conversation with the Pope, at the request of Patriarch Kirill, Putin conveyed his wishes for success in pastoral service. The pontiff expressed support for continuing the important dialogue between the two sister churches. Oh my God. Sister churches. Look at their history. Look at the first schism. Look at the second schism. And you're going to find out they were friends. Never, my friends. We're sister. Well, I don't think it's like the angel of death, or the black angel and Jesus Christ, the angel of whatever. They're brothers or something. They might be, the angels. Remember, Satan was an angel before. He was a good angel, but he was just, he has fallen, okay? And he became, they're brothers somehow. The same here, the sister. Churches make me fucking laugh, man. All right, let's move on. It was agreed to continue efforts aimed at further developing these ties on the basis of unifying spiritual and moral values. Look at these guys don't tell me what to do over there. No, you take care of your spiritual, moral, libero, as I said, central defending guy. That's your thing. In the interest of building a more just world order, just based on moral values. There was expressed mutual willingness to deepen cooperation in the culture and humanitarian field, as well as in the protection of Christians and shrines in various regions of the world, in particular in the Middle East. Yeah, he's not going to touch that. The Pope will not going to touch that. Putin, in his conversation with the Pope, confirmed his interest in achieving peace in Ukraine through political and diplomatic means. Good. Tell him what to do. The Russian president also expressed gratitude to the pontiff for his willingness to assist in resolving the crisis. Good. We say that, but we keep you over there. The talk was constructive, they said, adding that both Putin and the Pope expressed intention to continue contacts. Very, very good. Well, don't get me wrong. I'm not like these imbeciles here who say, well, the liberal doctrine says this, and the other ones, the conservative doctrine has this. All right, and you have a problem as a country, and I'm a conservative, and the only thing that works in the, let's say, given circumstance would be a liberal solution. But because I'm a conservative, I'm not going to use the liberal solution because that runs against my ideology. Therefore, I'm not going to solve the problem, the country's problem. So I'm okay with the Pope and these guys if they can play a constructive role in Ukraine. But I think the Pope is part of the other side, and Putin knows that. Pope is not, how do you call it, impartial. The Pope is not. No. I don't know if this Pope will try to do that, but the institution is not. And I don't think the Pope is his own guy. It's a system, it's a process by which you get over there. Do you think the Pope is just... Anyway, I should leave it as it is. I already spoke too much about it. My point is this. The Russians are okay. Come and help. We know who you are. He can help here, you can help, you can help. If you help solving the problem, you move out of your position of a central defender. That's fine. But I will be the one who is going to tell you, you go there, because I already know you're on the other team. All right, enough with this. That's great. The three of them spoke. And as I said before, this war in Ukraine, I don't think will end through negotiations, will end to the destruction of one side. If Trump is for real and he can do things, maybe there will be a negotiation at the end, a peace treaty and all that. But if Trump is not allowed or can't or doesn't want to, then this will end to whomever cracks first. Ukraine will cease to exist, Russia will crack, whatever is going to happen. Why? The interests are bigger than one man, or one pope, or one president. These guys come and go, the interests are over there. Like, for instance, love. Love is over there. I love, I don't love. I love, I don't love. The same with you. You love, you don't love. He loves, he doesn't love. And so on. But the love, there's a concept, is over there. It's the same. The interest of making money and being in power is there. It's just the baboons that change. Today is Emil, tomorrow is John, Michael, George, or Mohammed. Thank you to be inclusive. Or maybe Itzhak. Thank you very much for being... Or Young. Thank you very much for... Or Yamamoto. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stop, man. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.